coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's there.
Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King. What can I say about this game that hasn't already been said? Well, since this is one of the best RPGs on the PS2, not much. Dragon Quest VIII was the first truly 3D Dragon Quest game, and was also the first mainline game released in Europe. It was also the first name released as Dragon Quest in America instead of Dragon Warrior like all the ones before it. The plot revolves around the titular Cursed King, a small goblin-like monster named King Trode, who's trying to find the evil jester who laid a curse on his entire castle and everyone inside, wrapping the castle in giant thorns and turning everyone into plants. The only survivors were the king, who became a little monster, his daughter, who became a horse, and an unnamed, unimportant castle guard who somehow avoided plantification. Main character. So now the three of them and a retired bandit called Yangus travel around the world to try and find the evil jester and beat the crap out of him. And of course, you gather a few more allies as the game progresses, such as a sorceress named Jessica and Angelo, a womanizing Templar, who isn't anywhere on the box. No, seriously, I've looked all over the box, he's not on here. I don't know why. And of course, all these characters go through character development as the plot goes on, developing better and better personalities. Yes, even the horse gets character development. And after that, everything is spoilers. The game itself is a classic turn-based RPG, and anyone who's ever played a Dragon Quest game before will feel right at home. However, new to this game is the tension system. By skipping a turn in combat, you can effectively double your damage on the next turn, and this stacks up to 4 times, meaning you can do more than 10 times the damage in exchange for taking 5 turns to do it. You can also try to intimidate low-level enemies so you scare them away if you can't be bothered to fight them. This is pretty useful, actually, if you're trying to just get around and go to old towns and stuff to fill in side quests or just gather items. It's also this game that introduces the alchemy system to the Dragon Quest universe. You can use it to combine weak items to make better ones, although it's pretty janky and unpolished. The main problem being it takes time to combine items. You need a few minutes just to make the basic items, and much, much longer for anything complex like weapons and armour. Generally speaking, I don't use it. Except for medicines. I use it all the time for that. You need it to make medicines. In terms of difficulty, the game's actually pretty hard. You wouldn't think it considering the bright and colourful graphics. Especially early on in the game when you lack a full party, haven't got enough items, no real magic. The first thing you really do in this game is grind to about level 5 before I hit the first dungeon, and about level 7 before I hit the first boss. Obviously, as the game goes on, you get better equipped, more magic, more party members. It becomes easier to handle. Not an easier game, it's just you've got more options to progress and get things done. Graphically speaking, this game is gorgeous. It's a cel-shaded art style, and even today it is fantastic. I mean, we are 2 generations further on in console graphics, and this still looks great. I mean, the sight of a sunset over the ocean or sweeping mountain range, I can just sit and look at this game. I don't even need to play it. I can just sit and look at it do its own thing. The music's pretty good too, actually. I'll happily hum along to any tune in the game, although probably only when I'm actually listening to them. I kind of struggle to remember how they go when I'm not playing it. My real issue with the sound is the voice acting, though. Most of the voices, like King Trode, Yangus, Kaldarasha, they're all fantastic. And the others, they range from okay to horrifically grating. I think the main problem is they tried to do a lot of British accents in this, and I don't think they actually had any British people doing it. My only real problems with the game are the far too difficult beginnings and the overworld. It's too big. It gets really tedious trying to reach one town to the next. It takes ages and ages to walk from one place to the next when you're trying to deal with enemies and monsters. it can get pretty annoying at times, especially if you forget to bring the item Holy Water that keeps the weaker enemies away. And even then that's no help if the enemies are all stronger than you. It only really works if you're in places where you've already grinded and don't actually need the Holy Water anymore. Also, the menu interface is pretty janky as well, especially when changing equipment. Just feels unrefined, I think. The game also received an updated re-release recently on the 3DS. The new version has extra content and 2 new party members, who you can see on the back here. Also have our first picture of Angelo here. So we've got the 2 new members, Red and Mori. Both of these were characters in the original game, it's only in this one that they actually join your party. It also fixed some of the clunkiness of the menus to make life a bit easier, and also removed the waiting times from the alchemy pots, which makes it a lot more useful in the general flow of the game. Although the graphics and sound aren't as good, which is to be expected for a less powerful system, and I swear some of the voice acting has been changed, probably to allow for the new content, but it's pretty jarring hearing the old voices and the new voices in the same conversation. Also, I think the voice actor for Jessica has definitely been changed, and it's not a bad voice, it just doesn't quite fit the character as much, I don't think. Overall, I'd give the game a solid 9 out of 10. That's for both versions, by the way. Personally, I'd recommend the 3DS version for the added extras, but the original is still a fantastic game regardless. Either version is, really, really good. I think the game's also been released on tablets, but I haven't tried that version, so I can't say anything about it, because I don't really know. I think the tablet version is closer to this version than it is this one. Anyway, join me next time for Monster Hunter Vendetta, the genericest title. I have been Mr. Clockwork Apple. Goodbye.